I noticed some tenderness in my chin when I was shaving. And I actually had a dentist appointment scheduled, and I went in and asked my dental hygienist, is it receding gum lines? Is it something else with a tooth problem? She said, well, let's do a panoramic x-ray, and they found the tumor.
The type of tumor Andy had was coloniameloblastoma, and they're typically locally aggressive tumors of the mandible or maxilla. These are fairly rare, but if you come to a referral center like UPMC, we actually see a good number of these. Most of the ones in the tri-state area will come our direction for surgical treatment. The surgery involves a lot of working parts, and so there's a lot we have to do to prepare for this. Andy is a teacher, he's a hockey player, he's a father, and all those things have to come into account because I want to get him back to exactly what he was doing after the surgery. The idea of jaw in a day, where we can rebuild the jaw and have teeth in a day, is a huge concept in that. So there's no time to wait for dental repair or your disfigurement from any of the surgery. And so that's one big concept. And the other is the engineering. So we have our own internal 3D printing team at UPMC that can really help me understand where the tumor is in the jaw, the exact cuts we need to make, and then how to rebuild those with the parts of Andy that we can use. And in his case, we use part of the fibula bone to rebuild the jaw. And so what we do is we get our exact measurements of how much bone that we need. We can make our cuts on the fibula, and you really use the wedges of the fibula to rebuild the shape of the jaw. We plate that into place using a titanium plate and screws. And then we can put titanium screws in the top of the fibula that can hold the dental prosthetic. And so all that's done in one surgery. We remove the tumor, we rebuild the jaw, and then you wake up and your teeth are there. The biggest improvement of this type of surgery is 3D modeling and 3D printing. It was very hard to get a reproducible outcome. And so now with the 3D printing team that we have and the way we do the surgeries, our reproducibility is better and our OR surgical times are better. And so what might have taken 12, 15, 18 hours, we can do in half a day, which means a faster recovery for the patient, quicker in and out of the hospital, mobilization sooner after the surgery.
Initially, when I knew I had to have the procedure done, one of the questions I asked Dr. Spector is like, if there's an adjustment to how I look, how different am I gonna look? And he's like, the same. When you have a major thing like this happen, if the after looks like the before, that's a big thing. And a big part of healing is emotional. After the initial hospital stay, I had like an 8-day beard, and I never had one of those in my life. And I remember the first time I shaved that, and the first time I looked in the mirror and actually saw me again, that was huge. Just to be like, okay, I'm not gonna look any different. So that was a big deal.
We're so excited for the UPMC Passavant-Cranberry's transformation, which spanned over 2 campuses, totaling $42 million of investment to improve our healthcare delivery to this community.
Well, we know this community is growing every day. We're just trying to expand our services as much as we can for what our community needs.
I think this is fantastic, and I think it shows our commitment to the area, to our facilities. It's so welcoming to patients here and their families, and I think is our first impression of the care that we provide at UPMC Cranberry.
We also have great partnerships with Children's Hospital, McGee Women's Hospital, Western Psychiatric Hospital. The other services that have increased here besides the outpatient services like the laboratory blood work area and imaging is also our surgical area.
If we don't make things accessible to people, they may go without. And we want everybody to have access to our world-class services. And so even if their journey doesn't end here, if it starts here, at least we're providing ease of access.
We're seeing patients that we literally see every day in other venues, whether it be in school or at work or at church. It's personal. We're taking care of our family members, taking care of our neighbors, and to be able to provide them with a variety of care.
For ease of transportation, the quality of life, the school systems, a lot of people are moving into these areas, and we're very aware of that, and we want to meet those needs of the community. So we're really excited about what else we can do here in the future. This is just the beginning.
Well, we're celebrating a really important milestone at our hospital, our 80th anniversary. And we decided to represent the 80th anniversary, which is normally a gift of oak, by celebrating as an oak tree. And so all of the plaques that are on our oak tree right here behind me were designed by the individual units that created a plaque that represented them. And then really to show all of the different pieces of our hospital representing the leaves of our team members that all signed a leaf to be a part of this big, huge celebration.
Acknowledging that Memorial has grown from a historic site to this beautiful campus up on top of our hill overlooking York City. It has been really fantastic to see our growth over the years. So we are very excited to know that oak is the traditional 80th anniversary gift, and it corresponds really well with the imagery on the side of our building. So we have built together our oak tree across our campus.
Today we're at Children's Hospital for the Steelers rookie visit. This is just a tremendous event, and it brings joy to these kids, and I think in turn it's going to bring some joy to the players.
Yeah, it means everything to us. You know, giving back to the community is of the utmost importance to us in this organization, and being able to spend some time with these kids and do anything we can to brighten their days means the world to myself, and I know it means the world to these guys as well. And giving back to them is the least that we can do. You know, we're blessed to be able to play a game, and it means more than anything we do on the field.
It's just a blast. I mean, as you can see behind me, the kids are having a ball.